The world does not respect your kindness. It respects your boundaries. You tell yourself that your endless sacrifice is a virtue, a sign of moral superiority. Look in the mirror. Look closely at the exhausted eyes, the forced smile, the heavy posture of a person carrying weight that does not belong to them. That is not virtue. That is the survival strategy of prey. You are not a good person. You are simply a harmless one. And in a world driven by power, leverage, and ruthless self-interest, a harmless creature is nothing but a walking target. You mistake cowardice for compassion, wrapping your fear of conflict in the language of empathy. If you have no fangs, do not ask why they bite. Centuries ago, the samurai Miyamoto Musashi walked a path of blood, iron, and unbreakable discipline. He understood a fundamental truth that modern society has systematically tried to erase. A sword is only useful if it can cut. Musashi did not forge his spirit to become a pacifist incapable of violence. He mastered violence so he could dictate the exact terms of peace. A master of the blade knows when to keep it sheathed in the silent stone courtyard, but the invisible threat of the steel is always present. His composure was not born of weakness. It was born of absolute, lethal capability. Today, you are taught the exact opposite. You are conditioned to dull your blade, to swallow your voice, to apologize for simply taking up oxygen in the room. Modern culture breeds a sickening, domesticated compliance, wrapping it in the deceptive, warm language of social harmony. They want you soft. They want you predictable. They want you easily managed on the assembly line of societal expectations. But a warrior who cannot strike is merely a victim waiting for an executioner to arrive. True ancient discipline is not the absence of aggression. It is the absolute, terrifying mastery of it. You must possess the capacity for complete destruction, yet consciously choose the path of restraint. That is the only place where true power resides. Your niceness is not a shield, it is a leash. To understand why you hold the leash for your own captors, we must dissect the invisible battlefield of your mind. Being too nice is not a personality trait. It is a psychological mechanism. It is an identity defense loop built by a terrified, fragile ego. Decades ago, your nervous system learned that compliance bought physical and emotional safety. You equated external validation with survival. You learned to read the microscopic shifts in other people's moods, molding yourself like clay to prevent conflict. Now, as an adult, your threat response is fundamentally broken. You smile at overt disrespect because your amygdala perceives interpersonal friction as literal death. You are fighting a silent war inside your consciousness, and you are surrendering every single day. The modern system is engineered to exploit this exact broken mechanism. The predators among us can smell this compliance on your breath. The modern attention economy, the corporate hierarchies, and the parasitic individuals in your personal life are all built to harvest the energy of the agreeable. They weaponize your dopamine, rewarding you with cheap, fleeting social approval every time you lower your boundaries. The algorithms of rage monetization and the sociopathic structures of the corporate ladder feed on the blood of the harmless. They manipulate your deep-seated fear of rejection to extract your time, your physical energy, and your psychological dignity. They pull the puppet strings, and you dance, fully believing you are doing it out of love. You are not building karma. You are building the chains of the mind. Every time you say yes when your soul violently screams no, you fracture your inner fortress. You allow foreign entities, other people's unearned expectations, unreasonable demands, and blatant disrespect to breach your walls, walk through your gates, and sit on the throne of your mind. Your ego operates as an enemy entity, whispering the lie that if you just give a little more, they will finally respect you. They will not. They will consume you until there is nothing left but a hollow, glitching system. Your consciousness becomes an empty war zone, littered with the debris of unspoken truths and swallowed anger. Stop negotiating with your invaders. To rebuild the shattered architecture of your self-respect, you must install a hardened cognitive defense system. A system designed to convert passive compliance into weaponized boundaries. When met with an unreasonable demand, a manipulative guilt trip, or a veiled insult, give them absolutely nothing. No excuses, no defensive posture, no nervous laughter. Offer only a cold, impenetrable silence. Let them drown in the uncomfortable, suffocating void of your non-compliance. Silence is a mirror. Let them look at their own audacity. Stop smoothing the path for those who constantly walk over you. If they create a problem through their own negligence or entitlement, let them feel the raw, abrasive friction of solving it themselves. You are no longer the psychological shock absorber for their incompetence. Let the machine break if they refuse to maintain it. Your time, your focus, and your emotional energy are finite, non-renewable currencies. Every expenditure must be aggressively authorized by your own sovereign will. It must not be stolen by the emotional extortion of parasites. If an interaction does not serve your growth, your peace, or your purpose, the vault remains permanently locked. Theory without action is merely an intellectual delusion. You must execute this without hesitation, without remorse, and without explanation. Eradicate the reflexive apology. You will no longer say you are sorry for taking up physical space, for having a dissenting opinion, or for prioritizing your own survival over their temporary convenience. If no objective harm was done, no apology is given. Burn the words from your vocabulary. If someone bumps into you, hold your ground. If someone misunderstands your clear instruction, do not apologize for their lack of comprehension. Eliminate the linguistic markers of prey. Build the measured pause. When asked for a favor, a commitment, or a resource, never answer immediately. Stop the clock. Wait 3 full seconds. Look them directly in the eyes, and let the silence stretch until it becomes physically heavy in the room. Asserting control over the tempo of the interaction establishes you immediately as the undisputed authority of your own boundaries. You do not operate on their timeline. You respond only when you have assessed the tactical value of the request. Enforce the penalty. A boundary without a severe consequence is merely a polite suggestion to a thief. If the boundary is breached, access is immediately revoked. Silence the contact. Walk out of the room. Cut the cord. No warnings, no emotional debates, no second chances for intentional, calculated disrespect. If they test the electric fence, they must feel the voltage. The inner war has already begun, and there is no neutral ground. You can either continue to be a silent casualty of your own weakness, or you can forge a mind of iron. Reclaim the throne of your consciousness. Fortify the walls. Let the silence be your ultimate weapon, and your discipline be your armor. The world does not owe you respect, and your kindness will never buy it.